Strive Coaching Studio, guiding business leaders to meet the highest version of themselves. And now, here's Michelle, certified coach and founder of Strive Coaching Studio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to podcast number 25. So listen, the idea and concept of employee performance reviews can seem daunting to many, something to dread. In the early days of my corporate career, I thought about them very much the same way, for sure. When I worked for a large corporation, the rating systems, metrics, and checkboxes that were far too impersonal for my taste seemed like a chore. I had to do them in order for the employee to be given their raise, but I never saw them as a true reflection of the person they were or their capabilities at all. I realized they were valuable, and I could certainly understand how this type of evaluation was both fair and simple and much more efficient for the company overall with so many employees on a national scale. But still, I just struggled to use them in the best way for myself and for each of them as individuals. So they felt like they weren't as effective as they could be for me in the day-to-day use or for them in day-to-day use. And then add to that, there were times when I needed to complete evaluation forms on people that I had barely managed at all or for very long at all. Now, that didn't matter to the company, and it definitely didn't matter to the employee because each needed it done for the process to work properly. So as the middle person, I definitely did not want to be in the way of the process. But I think you can see my struggle anyway about them. So I did the best I could for them, all of them, and I'm sure many of you do as well. And later, when I owned my own company, I knew I had an opportunity. And while it took some time to work through how I could best create something that served both the company and the employee best, over time, I began to truly look forward to them and appreciate the process of the employee review. So I'm hoping I can shed some light on the topic to help you as well. Now, it has always been music to my ears when an employee would tell me that they wanted to grow and understand where they could go next. As an achiever who has always been very driven to accomplish, I found the trait to be so positive in others when they would tell me that it was their goal. I would also appreciate it because as the company was growing and being the owner of a growing company, I knew that we would need more from each person as we continued to expand our needs and our volume. So it was ideal for the company to have people who wanted to serve the company more and more and grow with us. Now, there were times when I quickly recognized that I may not have the path or the future possibilities that a particular employee wanted to follow. So in those cases, I would encourage the employee to continue investigating that path to see whether or not it's truly something they wanted to pursue for themselves. Employees are usually taken off guard by this response. They're usually surprised that I would not want to convince them why this isn't a good idea for them or it could be a terrible decision for them. But I have found that this encouragement helps them really be able to know and understand all of their options and their facts when making that decision. In the end, if they choose to stay or go, they did it knowing all of the information, eyes wide open, without wondering or questioning whether or not they made the right decision or not. I will trust that they made the best decision for themselves if they choose to stay. Then I know they're all in without any doubts, without looking backwards or having regrets. So I'll give you a really great example of what I mean. I had a wonderful employee who was one of our graphic designers on our team. She created beautiful marketing pieces for us, as well as designed and led many, many other very important design projects for us that truly impacted our company very positively. She was well liked by everyone. She was truly a tremendous asset to our team. I would have hated to lose her, and it would have created a big hole and loss for us as a company that would have been difficult to replace without any question. But during one of her performance interviews, we discussed all of her qualities, and in that discussion, she opened up to me and shared that she wanted to pursue a different type of design. Now, it happened to be that what she wanted to design was something that we were outsource contracting at the time to a partner company. So at first, I ran the numbers to explore whether this was something that I would be willing to bring in-house instead in order to give her the opportunity rather than continuing to outsource it. Now, I quickly saw that it didn't pencil out. There wasn't a way to justify that business decision. So instead, I referred her to the partner company where we were currently doing business. I connected the two of them and told her, fully explore this, determine whether it's something you really want to do for yourself or not. Now, both she and the partner company were shocked that I would have done this for either one of them, for that matter. But aside from creating a situation where she would be making the right decision for herself in the end, like I mentioned above, this was a wise decision for many other reasons as well. If I hadn't connected them, she could have gone out on her own to pursue her opportunities and left anyway. And she could have joined one of my competitors who might have had an in-house design program, which would have meant I would have lost a great asset to one of my direct competitors. And lastly, I could continue to build my personal loyalty and relationship with this outsource partner company by referring a great potential employee to them. There's truly not many ways this could have gone wrong for anyone here by doing it this way. Now, the story happens to end that she decided it was not the right choice for her to make the move, and she was no longer interested. But nobody lost in the situation. It was a win no matter what. I definitely have a different perspective on many things. This is definitely one of them. The motto of people before business always works for me every single time. Sometimes it's hard to see that in the short term, but in the long run, it truly always has. And I believe in that philosophy wholeheartedly. The other challenge I hear quite frequently is when somebody wants to grow to the next level and has expressed it frequently in conversations or whatnot, and has expectations of more money or a new promotion or more responsibility, a new title, whatever it may be. And you may not think that they're ready for that, or you don't think they're the right fit for that. I can't tell you how many managers struggle with situations like this. And because they have no idea how to communicate what they are considering as sort of the bad news to the motivated employee without demotivating them in the job they're in, they just avoid it altogether. They don't want to be perceived as the bad guy or gal. They dread the review process and these meetings because they don't know how to handle the conversations. And when they do have the conversations, they either kick the can forward to another future time, or they're really good at claiming that the decision is not theirs, and that somebody else who never seems to be available is the one who's making the decision, all just to avoid the discussion altogether. And what happens is that the employee becomes demotivated anyway, because they aren't getting any feedback. And the manager becomes increasingly frustrated by the situation because they don't know how to handle it, and there's not a positive result for either one in that situation. And many times, someone who was very likely a pretty good employee becomes demotivated and possibly pursues other opportunities over time because of this. So neither win in this situation. And the employee's not really being guided to what it takes to get where they want to go, or what they're lacking to get where they want to go. So here's a perspective that I'm going to share that might help. It's never the job or the responsibility of the manager or the business owner to award or give a promotion or raise to an employee. Take that in for a minute. It is always the employee's responsibility to earn it and achieve it. Always. You never have to be the bad guy or gal when it comes to this situation, at least. The only responsibility that the manager or business owner has is to outline very clearly for the employee what the requirements are that will allow the employee the opportunity to be considered as a candidate for that raise or that promotion. This is such great news for everybody involved. When you have a list of job responsibilities that are clearly outlined, and you have the benefit of sharing very clear expectations and areas where this opportunity for improvement with the employee in the review, everyone has a clear understanding of where things are and where it has the possibility to go, and what the path would be of getting there. The getting there to meet those expectations in the list of the responsibilities is 100% the responsibility of the employee. That is out of your control as a manager or owner, and that's just the way it needs to be. You can relax knowing that you are clear in what you need, and they are clear with what they need to do. The rest is in their hands. So many managers and business owners worry unnecessarily over the managing of people, and there really is nothing to worry about. When you can be clear about what you need and the path it will take for someone to get there, they have the opportunity to make decisions for themselves about what and whether they want to pursue those things or not. There's no downside to this approach. You could create an opportunity for someone to learn and grow where they earn themselves a great chance, and you become the beneficiary of having a fully trained, and very loyal, by the way, employee who you got to promote to this position. Or you have an employee who fully understands why they may not be where they think they should be yet, and that's okay too. They are clear and they get to decide. That's your goal. And while you have no control over what others choose and decide or even think about things for themselves or what their perspectives or feelings about themselves are, nothing. When you can do all of that, the odds of you having a much more loyal and high quality staff are much greater. You will have 100% control of how you show up, and you can be the kind of leader that you want to be. Communicating professionally, respectfully, and with kindness to your team can be your way all the time. You don't need to worry or kick the can forward or avoid or dread a performance review again. You don't need to be a bad guy or gal. Instead, you can see them as an amazing opportunity to create and inspire communication between yourself and your employee for the long-term relationship and the long-term loyalty. After that, the rest will be what it will be. People before business. That's my motto. At least that's what has worked for me. And I hope it can work for you too. And hey, if you want more great guidance, content, inspiration, and some amazing one-on-one strategizing and coaching on this topic, or anything else as you grow into the leader you want to be, come check us out for more information. We have all that you need to live up to your fullest leadership potential here at the Strive Coaching Studio. I hope to see you soon.
Are you ready for more and to take your business to the next level? Visit us on strivecoachingstudio.com to sign up for more.